But my name's Sean, so I can't think of it. Do you know, recently, actually, I changed jobs. I was working in Seoul, and I took a job in Pyongyang. I fancied a change in career. But do you know, I do like the Asian life. I go a lot, and I really enjoy the warm weather. And before all this lockdown shit, I thought, do you know what? I'm on a nice, warm holiday. So I took a flight, got off the plane in the middle of a thunderstorm. I looked up, rain. And then the flight to the next country was actually cancelled. Oh man. If anyone can think of a joke about Tajikistan, feel free. I know there's nothing there. But do you know what? When I'm... You alright? You thought of one, yeah? But when I'm not travelling, I do very much enjoy evening classes at my local community college. So I went up to someone at the desk. I said, what do you recommend? She went, anger management classes. They're all the rage. I said, what about martial arts? She went, third on the left. I walked in, there's people drawing pictures of Wyatt Earp. See, that kills in Tombstone. And do you know, it's actually quite funny. Before I went to Asia, I was travelling and I came across a tiger in the jungle. It's alright, I wiped it off and apologised, and now we're friends. And you know, there's actually no medicine in the jungle, because the paracetamol. Do you know, I don't know if you guys read, I do a lot of reading actually, and I don't know if you know, but Dolmio have purchased the rights for the Terminator franchise. The next movie is called Pasta La Vista. Do you know, so I'm friends with this monk actually, and I said to him the other day, I went, you should really wash your tunic. He said, I don't want to. I said, you should, it's a really dirty habit. And then I had a really in-depth conversation, I say, about philosophy, and he's also quite overweight. He's a deep fat fryer. But you know, when I first went into comedy, actually, I was told you shouldn't joke about a particular race, which really annoys me because I had a great joke about the London Marathon. And you know, I recently went to a fancy dress party in my underwear. I said, what are you meant to be? I said, well, I represent premature ejaculation. I said, how? I said, well, I've just come in my pants. And then we went out for food after, and I was sat down, the waiter brought my meal, he went like that. So what are you doing? I'm raising the stakes. Do you know, I was actually toying with going to Switzerland to live. Actually, there's lots of positives, lots of negatives. I mean, the flag, that's a big plus, isn't it? And you know, when I was in Holland, I saw these two windmills having a conversation, and one said to the other, what music do you like? I said, well, I'm a big metal fan. Do you know, talking of friends, I don't have many, but there was one I was talking to, and he said, my New Year's resolution is to sellotape myself to the ceiling and stay there for the year. I can't see him sticking to it. And then when I was out with him, again, this is the only friend I have, on one side of the street we saw the NWA, on the other side we saw the Wu-Tang Clan, and they were throwing fajitas at one another. I said, be careful, it looks like we're in the middle of a rap battle. And so we arrived at our destination. I actually went on Dragon's Den. I don't know if you saw actually. I'd made a belt entirely of clocks. He said, what do you think? I said, no, it's a waste of time. And a friend of mine, he said, oh, I want to do comedy as well. Do you have any jokes about hemorrhoids? I said, yeah, piles of them. So what about herpes? Well, that's a sore spot. He said, my act is all going to be about bread that's been left out for too long. I said, it might go a bit stale. So the other week, I went to the barbers and I said, give me a ponytail. He said, okay, once upon a time, a pony went to the seaside. I said, I've changed my mind, give me a buzz cut. So I put a beehive on my head. That reminds me, do you know how American bees arrive in the UK? No? It's via a USB port. And so this guy came up to me and he said, Athens, Masaka, Zeus. I don't know what he meant, it's all Greek to me. And so the other day I was with my friend and we were hanging out in Dorothy Perkins. She's a nice girl. And he said to me, he said, you know what, Sean, I'm having this dream that I'm dating my mum and sister and we're making out in the middle of a giant sandwich. What does it mean? So it just means you're inbred. The other week the doctor said to me, so I've got some good news and bad news. The good news is you've got 3 days to live. Good news, what's the bad news? He went, oh, I meant to tell you this yesterday. You know, I had some really good jokes about footwear, but I decided to give them the boot. And no, actually, before I got here, see, a lot of stuff happens to me. I got 10 people from Helsinki, and I put them in a row, and I ran past them, so I finally crossed the finish line. You know, before I leave you though, and again, there will be an interval so you can get drunk and think, fuck, thank God that's over. I have some really good gossip about how to butter toast, but I won't spread it. And you know, on my way here as well, again, I had very eventful days, I saw this guy and he was attacking a box of Cocoa Pops with an axe. And you're like this, he was a serial killer. And you know, I don't know if you guys read it was online everywhere. There was a piece of poo that has been banned from all the casinos in Vegas. Shit out of luck. But do you know, I don't think my comedy career is going to last much longer, so I've decided what I'm going to do is then perform to crowds of pedals.